Hare
Hare Krishna. So we are live now. Sorry, there were a couple of technical issues. So thank you, everyone. Okay, so we'll begin with Kirtan. We'll do some 5 minutes Kirtan. My son Sumed will lead the Kirtan. So Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So, Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to this YouTube class. Due to the current lockdown, we are unable to meet personally. And last month, we did miss our class, Sunday Feast lecture. So we thought it's a good idea to do a YouTube class so that devotees can get benefited. It's locked down anyway, so you can just hopefully see, watch from your home. You're not going out. I hope so, and I also hope that you're all doing well, keeping well, and I pray to the Lord Shri Krishna, Shri Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanuman, that you will always be safe in this current environment. Um, so we had celebrated Ram Navami just a few days ago. So on that occasion, we thought we would do this class on Hanuman. Hanuman is everyone's favorite. So it's a good idea to just hear more about Hanuman. So we can learn what we can learn so many lessons from that. It is said, the Ram Katha is like a medicine for our condition disease. By hearing the Ram Katha, our disease. Hare Krishna, Anuradha Mataji, nice to see you. Our disease gets better and better. So I've asked my son Sumed to do the class today, and I will be assisting him. Last few days he's been preparing very hard, so I will hand over to him now. So yes, carry on, Fred, now.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kathamayam Dadati Swapradantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
So before I begin, all my seniors, so that I may be able to speak something relevant, something useful from the glorification and the pastimes of Hanuman. The example is given in the Vedic, by the Acharyas that Lord Ram. Ram literally means the reservoir of pleasure, and Lord Ram is like a lotus. And in this lotus, there's this wonderful nectarian honey, which is all the pastimes, the qualities, and the activities of Lord Ram. It's compared to this honey. And the pastimes of Rama compared to this honey. And this honey we aren't able to access this honey directly. But a bee is able to go to this lotus and extract the honey out of it. And the example given is that in this analogy, the bee is like the devotees of the Lord. And in this case, Hanuman. Hanuman is like a bee who is able to extract the honey out of this lotus flower and provide it to us so that we can also relish the pastimes of the Lord. In the Padma Puran, Lord Shiva says to Mother Parvati, Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnu aradhanam param tasmat parataram devi tadiyanam samacharam. Of all different types of worship of Lord Vishnu is the greatest. But even dearer, even greater than that, is worshipping the Lord by glorifying his devotees. So in that spirit, in that mood, today we'll be glorifying Hanuman and taking a look at various pastimes and scenarios and situations that Hanuman was put in and understanding various messages and lessons from them. Before we begin, I'd just like to quickly offer my prayers to Hanuman. Manojavam Marutulyavedam
Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanarayudha Mukyam Shri Ramadutam Shirasa Namami.
So Hanuman, we need to start off with the birth of Hanuman. Hanuman is the son of Kesari and Anjana. Anjana is Kesari is a monkey, a Vanara, and the story goes that both of Anjana and Kesari were trying to have a son, but they were unable to do so. And Kesari was called by the sages to destroy the demon Shamba, who was damaging their sacrifices, just disrupting their sacrifices. And Kesari selflessly goes and single-handedly defeats the demon, and then he returns. And then Anjana and Kesari both, they also go and they worship Lord Shiva. And the energy of Lord Shiva is then transported, because Shiva becomes pleased by their worship, so that the energy of Lord Shiva is then transported by Vayudev to Anjana. And this energy of Lord Shiva is born of Anjana in the form as Hanuman. There is also another story mentioned in this relation, that when Dasharath was unable to get his son, he performed a Putraka Meshti Yajna in Ayodhya. And when he performs this yajna, sweet rice comes is brought out of the fire. And Dasharath gives a portion of this sweet rice to Kaushalya, a portion of this to Sumitra, and a portion of it to Kaikeyi. And an eagle comes from the air and takes a portion of this sweet rice. This sweet rice is there so that Dasharath can have a child born, can have a son. And this sweet rice is taken by this eagle and dropped in the hands of Anjana as she's praying for a child. And Anjana takes this, and this becomes pregnant with Hanuman. So we can learn from this the value of selfless devotion and selfless service. When Kesari goes and he fights the demon, he selflessly goes. He has nothing himself to gain from this. He doesn't go in order to ask for a child. He goes with the intention of helping the sages. And in that, as a byproduct, he is rewarded with a child. So the importance of selfless devotion and selfless service is herein emphasized. One question that's often brought up in this narration is, Ravan was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. So how can Lord Shiva come and take an incarnation as Hanuman in order to go up against him, oppose his own devotee? And the answer to this is given very nicely by Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva says to Parvati, I need to go and help the Lord in his mission. Lord Rama is taking his incarnation on earth. I need to go to help him. And there, when Parvati asks, how can you do this? Ravan is your devotee. You need to help Ravan. How can you go and help Lord Ram? Then he says that actually Ravan, with his 10 heads, when he was singing when he was praising me with his 10 heads, only 10 of the Rudras, 10 Rudras are the expansions of Lord Shiva, 10 of these Rudras were pleased, but the 11th Rudra was not. And this 11th Rudra will take birth as Hanuman in order to not only pacify Ravan's prayers, but also to help and assist Lord Rama in his pastimes. So this is the point that's mentioned here is, no matter how great you may be philosophically, Ravan was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. He studied the Vedas in depth. You are only as pure as your actions. The determination of your purity, the determination of your character is done through your actions, not through your knowledge. although Ravan seemed to have studied greatly, he was a great scholar, he was unable to apply the principles that he had learned. And so, no matter, even if you worship great demigods, if you worship Lord Shiva, they can't help you if you're on the side of adharma. They will only help you if you're on the side of dharma. And this is why Ravan is not victorious in this, because he's on the side of adharma. He's going against the religious principles, against the moral practices. He is disobeying all these rules that I mentioned, and therefore he is not able to win. And this is why he's defeated by Lord Ram. Oh yes, another question is often brought up. Why did Lord Shiva take an egg? Why is a monkey? Hanuman, why is he a monkey? Why did he not come as a human being? Ravan was once cursed by Nandi after mocking Nandi, the bull of Lord Shiva, for having a monkey-like face. And so one of the incidents that's mentioned is Nandi curses Ravan, saying that your dynasty's end will be brought about by monkeys. Also, earlier, prior to that incident, when Ravan goes to take benedictions from Lord Brahma, one of the benedictions he says is immortality. But Brahma does not grant him the benediction of immortality straight away, because that is not in Brahma's hands to decide who is immortal and who is not. Brahma cannot award the benediction of immortality. But he says, ask for something else. So Ravan says, okay, make me more powerful than all the other beings, and make sure that I will defeat them in all the wars that I go against, except for humans and monkeys, because these are insignificant. Humans and monkeys are insignificant. I can deal with them myself. But you make sure that all these other beasts, that I am greater than them. And Brahma gives this benediction. So in order to not go against the benediction of Lord Brahma, the Vanaras are used in this pastime, and therefore they go to help Lord Ram fight against Ravan.
So nothing is insignificant, isn't it? Now even the coronavirus, which is the smaller than the smallest, probably. So we may think it's a small creature and can do nothing, but can see how much havoc it is creating. So we should never think that there is no harm from the small creatures. So that can be learned from the story of Ravan. So he excluded these humans and monkeys. So that's why Lord Ram came in the form of human, and Hanuman came in the form of monkey to get rid of him.
So there are many lessons that can be learned from that pastime that we have gone through. The importance of selfless devotion, like Kesari, is important there, and also that we can't take anything as insignificant, and we must follow the path of dharma. So these are the points that we learn from this story. The next incident, which is famous about Hanuman, is the day after he is born, he is hungry. And when we are hungry, we just cry as baby. We just cry and ask. We cry until our mothers go through so much pain and they have to bring us food. But Hanuman is not like that. When Hanuman was hungry, he looked up into the sky and he saw the sun. And thinking it to be a mango, he jumps into the sky and he tries to grasp the sun. But first, he's unable to do so because of the sun's rays, so he falls back down. And he doesn't give up. He goes a second time to try and capture the sun. And this time he goes and he swallows the sun. Famously, he goes and swallows the sun. And that time he also sees Rahu, who's also trying to eclipse the sun at that time. And thinking Rahu to be another fruit, he chases after him as well. Rahu, in fear, runs to Indra. And when Indra hears that someone is trying to eat the sun, he becomes furious. And he gets his thunderbolt, his Vajra, and he attacks Hanuman with it. And this injures Hanuman in the chin. And he falls down and becomes unconscious, and he breaks his chin. So actually, the name Hanuman means the person with the broken chin. So this is the significance of the name of Hanuman. Because of this incident, he's remembered that his chin was broken by the thunderbolt of Indradev. And seeing this incident, that Hanuman has become unconscious, Hanuman has died actually because of Indra's thunderbolt, Vayudev becomes furious. How could he do this to my son? So he goes and he retracts all the pranavayu, all the air from the planet. All of this air is retracted by Vayudev. And then everyone begins to suffocate because there is nothing that they can breathe on. And so in order to pacify him, Lord Brahma comes along with the demigods in order, and Lord Brahma uses the water from his Kamandalu to revive Hanuman. And one by one, they give him various benedictions. For example, Agnidev, the demigod presiding deity of fire, tells him that he will not be able to be burnt by anything. Similarly, Vayudev blesses him with speed. Brahma blesses him that his Brahmastra will have no effect, etc., etc. So these various benedictions are given by the demigods to Hanuman in order to, because they know that he will go and help assist Lord Ram in the pastime of the killing of Ravan. So these benedictions are given there. So there are many lessons that we can learn from this story as well. But the main thing is the importance of taking blessings from devotees. Just as the demigods gave Hanuman their blessings so that he could help fight Ravan.
Yeah, the blessings, the demigods gave blessings to Hanuman because he is going to help Ram. He is going to become servant of Ram. And all these benedictions, the power of these benedictions will be used in the Ram service. That's why demigods blessed him. So when we also have that intention, if I have this skill, I will use it in the service of the Lord. If I have this wealth, I will use it in the service of the Lord Ram. Like that. So whatever, if we have a desire to serve the Lord, then we also get the blessings. And whatever blessings we have, we should use in the service of Lord Ram. Just like Hanuman with all these blessings, he just showed, he became a selfless servant of Lord Ram.
And also the other subtext which is given by various acharyas is that the sun is representing this knowledge of the Vedas, the knowledge which is spoken in the Vedas, and this Vedic knowledge, we should digest it, we should embrace it. Many people nowadays, especially, are going away from this Vedic knowledge. Even in India, people are going away from this knowledge. They think it's useless. They think that modern science or modern technology and all this new understanding is greater and it's superior. When in reality, we forget the true message and the true value of these Vedas. And the importance is, just as Hanuman swallowed the sun, we should also digest these Vedic, in the digesting sense, to understand these Vedic literatures and not only understand them, but act them throughout our lives ourselves. So this is very important, especially in the modern day, because people are often moving away from that, when we need to realize that actually that our culture has so much wealth in it, so significant, whereas people are often moving away from it rather than going and embracing it.
So we would like to thank His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. We are very grateful to Prabhupada for giving us this engagement. People do not have proper engagements. There is so much mental health issue. Now, because of lockdown, yesterday Preeti Patel, Home Secretary, was telling that the domestic violence is gone up by 120%. If you try to sort out one problem, you will get another problem. This is the nature of this material world. Yes, 120% increase in domestic violence. People don't have proper engagement. Yes. So Prabhupada, we are very grateful to Prabhupada. He has given this engagement to us. There is, like, for us, it's very easy. We feel that we don't have much time. So easily, there are so many books. Prabhupada has given Srimad Bhagavatam, so many other books.
and we can engage like this. So much nice engagement we can do.
So another very beautiful incident that's mentioned in the Ramayana is Lord Rama's meeting of Hanuman. When Sugriv is hiding in the Rishimukh mountain, when he's hiding from Bali, when Sugriv is hiding from Bali in the Rishimukh mountain, he notices from the top of the mountain that there are these two ascetics, two sages, two people wearing the clothes of Brahmins that are wandering there. But he can see that these people are not built like Brahmins. They're built very muscular, and their gait, the manner in which they walk is like that of Kshatriyas. So he becomes suspicious, thinking that these people may in fact be messengers or spies of Bali who have been sent out in order to find me or to attack me. So because he's not willing to take any risks, he sends Hanuman, go and find out who these two people are. Go and find out what their true intentions are. And Hanuman does this in a very interesting manner. So this story is very important in understanding the sensitivity and the thinking of Hanuman. So please listen carefully and try to understand how Hanuman is behaving and how his character, how his mentality is, how he's thinking. Hanuman takes the disguise of a bhikshu sannyasi, or that of a saint. Yeah. And he does this, and he approaches Rama and Lakshman, and he asks them who they are, their true intentions, and he talks in a slightly comedic manner. And as soon as Lakshman introduces, I am Lakshman. This is the son of Dashrath, Lord Ram, and I am his younger brother Lakshman. Hanuman immediately realizes that, and he says that we are now we have lost Mother Sita, the wife of Lord Ram, and we are now looking for Mother Sita and looking for the help of Sugriv. And Hanuman immediately realizes that this is his Lord, who is his supreme master, who he's destined to serve for eternity. And here, Hanuman speaks very nicely, and he reveals his true form as the servant of Sugriv. And one of the points that Ram makes when he tells Lakshman, I could notice that this is not a normal sage straight away, I can tell that this is someone different, is because the way Hanuman speaks is as such. After hearing that Mother Sita has been kidnapped, Hanuman speaks in a very pleasing and eloquent manner, which is not matching the previous tone of a comedic manner in which he was speaking. So from here, Ram understands that this is not who they appear to be, because if they're speaking in such a comedic tone, firstly, and then they are speaking with so eloquently and so considerately, it shows that they are actually great devotees. One of the verses in Bhagavad Gita, I can't remember what chapter it's from, 17th chapter, says, Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyam hitam chayat. The words of the devotee are truthful.
Satyam means
truthful. Priyam, pleasing, and hitam.
It should be beneficial.
So
the words, the nature of the words should be like that. This is the austerity of the speech, how a speech should be. So if the speech is in austere, then first it should be truthful. Then it should be pleasing. When we present, it should be pleasing, and then it should also be beneficial to the other person that we are talking to.
So this is the ideal. This is the speech of a devotee. He speaks these types of things. He speaks in this manner, and because Hanuman is thinking, I need to speak in such a way that will not evoke Ram's distress, but rather in a method in which I can pacify him, and also narrate that I need to take him to Sugriv. The manner in which Hanuman conveys this is so eloquent and done in a very pleasing manner. So often when the truth may be bitter, they say, but actually the devotees will convey the truth in a pleasing manner, because that is the way they will speak only. So this reveals the true method in which a devotee should act, and highlights the sensitivity and the understanding that Hanuman has in this situation.
Of course, this technique of the speech, we can aspire for it, and we may not be able to do that now, but when we engage in devotion, and if the Lord will give that quality as we endeavor, as we purify, as we get purified more and more. Lord will give this quality of the speech. We can always reflect on it.
From later in the Ramayana, when the southern search party goes for looking for Mother Sita, then at that time they come to the shore of the ocean, and the ocean is 100 yojanas long, which is 800 miles long, and they're all saying, okay, who can jump? How far can you jump? Minda says, I can do 70 yojanas. Vivida says, I can do 80 yojanas. And then Angad says, finally, I can do 100 yojanas, but I can't go there, get Mother Sita, and then I don't know if I can make the return journey as well. I won't have enough energy to do so. And then here, Jambavan, the king of the bears, he says, there is someone who has been quiet here. And Hanuman, why don't you speak? Hanuman says, I don't think I'm capable of carrying out any of this deed. And this is where Jambavan narrates this beautiful story. When Hanuman was much younger, after he had got all these benedictions from the demigods, he had become very cheeky, he had become very naughty. He was disrupting the activities of the sages. One time there is a mention that he sets a tiger free. When the tiger is tied up, he unties the tiger and sets the tiger free. And in various other manners, he's disturbing the sages' sacrifices. And out of childish innocence, he's causing great havoc. And the great sage Tribindu, at one time he becomes furious. He's had enough. And so he curses Hanuman to forget all of his capabilities, all of his blessings, all of his powers that has been bestowed upon him. And he says that you will remember this when, in your time when you are going to serve the Lord, because that's the true intention of why the Devatas gave him powers, so that he can help the Lord. So he's cursed to forget his powers. But Jambavan reminds him at this incident, this is where Jambavan reminds him that you have the power to do this. It is in your capability to not only go to the Lanka, but also to narrate that Lord Ram has come and to bring back the message of Mother Sita. And it is in your reason. Jambavan says, when I was younger, I was able to circumambulate Lord Trivikrama, Lord Vamandev, as he put his leg up in order to cover the universe. I was able to circumambulate him 21 times. But now that I'm much older, and I'm not able to do this anymore because I don't have enough energy. And this is why you, Hanuman, you should go across this ocean and get Mother Sita. Get Mother Sita. This story is very important in understanding leadership, especially. Jambavan, a leader is described as someone who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Jambavan says that he's reminded Hanuman, so he knows how to do it. He has gone the way before. He's already circumambulated Trivikrama 21 times. And he's showing the way. He's telling Hanuman, okay, so now you can do this. So this is the characteristic of a leader. Leaders now in Kali Yuga especially, leaders don't care about inspiring other people, but rather consider themselves their own power. I should get the credit for this. I should get Mother Sita and I should get the credit for this. It's not the mentality that Jambavan has. Instead, he is thinking, how can I work? How can I carry out my duty in order to help the mission of the Lord, rather than giving myself the credit? So this is a very important message that's given from Jambavan's narration to Hanuman. and his inspiration. The leader is described as a salt. The salt is, although it's invisible and it's often unrecognized, it's the biggest thing that gives the flavor in the sabji. Similarly, the leader is the biggest motivator, the biggest inspirer behind someone, whether they don't get the credit themselves. That's the way a leader should act. And so this wonderful depiction of Jambavan's narration and inspiration to Hanuman is very significant in that regard.
Yeah, so Prabhupada also did the same thing, isn't it? Like we've forgotten that we are spirit souls, and we have forgotten that our Father is all opulent, and He can look after us well. But we have forgotten that, and so Prabhupada came and told us. He reminded, just like Jambavan reminded Hanuman that he has that power, that he can jump, he can achieve this task for Lord Ram. And he reminded of his true nature. And Srila Prabhupada also reminded of us our true nature, that we are eternal servants of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, and we can try to engage in that way. And he has given so many engagements for all of us to do this. So you want to carry on? Yes. So what's next? Did you prepare? Yeah, go on. Yeah.
So the next incident that happens is the jump of Hanuman from Mahendra Mountain to Lanka. And this is actually a very, very beautiful story. And time may not allow us to delve deep enough into this story, but we'll see how far we can go. Yeah. So this description of Hanuman's jump begins in the Sundara Kanda. Sundara means beautiful. And this is because this chapter is Hanuman uniting Mother Sita with Lord Ram. So this is described as Sundara Kanda because it's a beautiful pastime, because Hanuman is uniting Mother Sita with Lord Ram. So before Hanuman leaps, he prays to various demigods.
So he prayed to his father first, and he prayed to Lord Brahma, and he prayed to Sun God. He had taken blessings from all the Vaishnavas, all the Devatas. So there is a lot of power, a lot of potency in taking blessings of the seniors. So that's why we do every time when we give a class, what we do Mangalacharan. This Mangalacharan is nothing but seeking the blessings of the previous acharyas, saintly people. So when we seek that blessings, when we offer our obeisances to them, Krishna is pleased, because Krishna is there, present in everyone's heart. When we respect our seniors, when we respect all the demigods, Krishna in their heart is pleased, and then he gives blessings. So this is the system established by Krishna. So when Krishna came here, he was respecting, he was following the path. When Ram came here, he was following it.
And then the beautiful description is given of his leap from Mahendra Mountain. So he expands in size, and then he goes on top of this Mahendra Mountain. And as he jumps, the description is given that because of that suction, and the air moving behind him, all these flowers and trees are uprooted, and they go along with him for some distance, and they fall into the ocean, as if they're saying like goodbye, and they're saluting him on his mission. And these minerals and the ores, because of the heat and pressure that Hanuman's jump creates, they begin to glitter, That's the word, glitter. They begin to glitter because all of these metals are created. Along the Mahendra mountain itself shakes like anything, and they describe that it's almost pushed down to the surface of the ground. It's almost leveled by this momentum that Hanuman creates. So this is the sort of scale, the magnitude that we're talking when we talk about Hanuman's jump. And
the creatures which were hiding in the caves of that mountain got scared and just ran out of it. Even the demigods were wondering, what is this? What's happening like that?
And so Hanuman, he jumps from Mahendra mountain, and all his team, his party are cheering him on, and he leaps and he starts his journey over the ocean. And the first obstacle that he comes across is Mount Mainaka. So this mountain comes to Hanuman and says, sorry, the mountain is there, and Hanuman decides to push it out his way, thinking it's an obstacle. So as he's flying, he pushes it with his chest, and so actually Mainaka mountain takes a person form and comes on top of the mountain and explains that actually I've been sent here by Samudradev to help you in this mission. To help you in your mission, and I've got many beautiful caves and parks and places where you can relax and rest on your journey before you carry on and proceed to Lanka. And Hanuman does a very nice thing in a very beautiful pastime actually, where he just touches the tip of the mountain and moves on. He says, "Thank you very much. I will accept it after I'm done with Lord Ram's mission." And there's a very important point that's mentioned here, which is often in spiritual life, we get these types of gifts which are brought. Gifts, or people might say something nice, people might compliment you, even in spiritual life, about spiritual things only. This is not material. But they can have an effect of distracting us or impeding our progress unintentionally. And the manner in which Hanuman, he accepts the gift but also continues with his journey is highly applaudable here. So therefore, when these types of gifts come, we don't want to offend or hurt the person who's giving the gift by saying, no, I don't want the gift. But at the same time, we don't want to be obstructed by the gift. We don't want the gift to come in the way of our process of our devotion. So this correct balance of accepting the gift as well as carrying on with our path is greatly emphasized and highlighted by Hanuman in this. Gaur Kishore Maharaj. So once there's this Babaji, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, and he's in Vrindavan, and he's given this shawl. Someone brings him a shawl and says, it's very cold in the winter, so please take this shawl just so that you can keep yourself warm. And he replies perfectly by saying, I have accepted this gift. However, I will keep it with you, and you give it to me whenever you're ready. So this is the manner in which we accept the gift without hurting the feeling of the other person and rejecting it, and also without hindering our own path. Okay. So the next obstacle that Hanuman goes past is the Surasa, the demon Surasa, who emerges out of the ocean and says, I have been given this benediction by Lord Brahma that whoever comes across my path will have to enter my mouth. This is the benediction that Lord Brahma gives me. And there is no other way you can cross my path without without going into my mouth. And so Hanuman says, but if I want to go into your mouth has to be big enough. So Surasa expands the size of her mouth. They say 10 yojanas first. Hanuman expands his body 20 yojanas. Surasa expands her mouth 20 yojanas as well. Hanuman keeps on increasing in size until Hanuman becomes 100 yojanas big. And Surasa opens her mouth to a gaping 100 yojanas. And then in a split second, Hanuman becomes as small as a thumb, and he enters into the mouth of Surasa and comes back out before she can realize what has actually happened. And in this way, he says, I have kept the benediction of Lord Brahma, but I've also gone into your mouth. So now, please let me carry on in my mission to please Lord Ram. And that's when Surasa says, actually, I've been sent by the demigods. I'm actually the goddess of the snakes, of the Nagas. And I've been sent by Devatas in order to test you and see if you are ready for your mission with Lord Ram. And this is you have passed the test, and I wish you all luck in carrying out the mission of Lord Ram. So often, actually, this point is very interesting. Often it's mentioned, why do bad things happen to good people, which is a whole separate topic in itself, but it's significant here because the important message is that the bigger the devotee becomes, the bigger the test becomes as well. In a similar manner, so Hanuman, as a devotee, he's tested here. Although it seems that the demigods have actually put an impediment in his path, this test is necessary in order to understand if the devotee is ready or not. And also it showcases their magnanimity to the world. Whenever a devotee is tested, the manner in which they react and respond is significant in everyone else can learn from it. So that's the encounter with Surasa that Hanuman has. He enters into her mouth quickly and comes out, and then he moves on with his mission. Then another demon comes on his way. And this time, as he's moving, all of a sudden he feels like he's stopped and he's losing his energy. And he looks down, and there's a demon who has grasped the shadow of Hanuman and is holding onto the shadow. The demon Simhika, who's grabbing onto the shadow of Hanuman, and she is stopping his progress. And Hanuman, this time, Hanuman enters into Simhika, and from the abdomen or from the head?
Yeah,
from the head, he breaks open and he carries on with his mission. So here there's no formalities, there's no respect, there's nothing. So the example given is that the significance of Simhika is the Acharyas present that she is like envy. So whereas if you have anger, you can dovetail that into your devotional service. You can apply that in some manner. If you have greed, if you're greedy for material things, you can change that and change your dovetail your perspective so that you're greedy for Krishna's devotion. There is no way that envy can be dovetailed in Krishna's devotion. Envy actually stands for no vacancy. And this important point is envy, no vacancy. That this point is mentioned that there is no way envy can exist in our devotional life. If there is envy in our devotional practice, the only way that we can carry on in our devotional practice is by destroying this envy. There is no way we can dovetail any of this envy at all in our devotional practice. So this is the significance of Simhika as envy. Should we carry on? Or?
Yes.
Thank you. And so after Hanuman kills Simhika demon, he moves on to Lanka, and there is a god, a female god, who is guarding Lanka, and her name is Lankini. And Hanuman here, when he's not given access to Lanka, he slaps Lankini on one cheek. Now, if you look at this from an outside perspective, a brahmachari is going and slapping a lady is not morally something that we should do at all. But this is because in order to do the service of Lord Ram, he slaps Lankini. Lankini is the last obstacle on the path of Hanuman to Lanka. And she actually turns to the other cheek and says, slap me on the other cheek as well. Because she says that as soon as I've been given the prophecy, that as soon as a monkey comes and slaps me on the cheek, this marks the end of Raman's dynasty, and I am free to leave my duty over here. And so Lankini is also she leaves as an obstacle. She's removed from the path, and then this allows Hanuman to enter into Lanka.
So, on our path of devotion, there are several obstacles we face, just like Hanuman faced. The thing is that we have to just carry on. Lord Brahma says, Tattenukampam susumikshmano bunjanaye vatmakrutam vipakam brudvagva purvi vidadan namaste divetayosa muktipadhaya. Lord Brahma says that while experiencing the miseries of this world, we should still offer to the Supreme Lord, offer our pranams. Some or other, I am supposed to get more misery, but you are, by your mercy, you are giving this misery, little misery. So we should offer. While experiencing the miseries, we should continue our devotion. And Lord Brahma says, if you just do that, you will go back to Godhead, guaranteed. So in our devotion also, there are so many obstacles that we come that come. So we have to just try and face and be patient. Tolerance is very important. So now, just like this coronavirus, like Krishna says, winter and summer seasons. So it's not always winter, it is not always summer. So it's not always day or it's not night. So there is day and there is night. So currently it's a night because of this coronavirus situation, but the day comes. So how do we deal with this situation? We have to be patient and tolerant. That's what Krishna says. And eventually we will be able to see the day. So we'll stop it here today. Next Sunday, we will continue the series of Hanuman from Valmiki Ramayana. So thank you very much for tuning in. Really appreciate your time. If you have any comments or anything, please type in. We'll just wait for a few minutes. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Just wait. So Hare Krishna, I understand that there are no comments or questions. So we'll end the session here. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hare Krishna.
No.
Hare Bol.